What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to Pokemon GO. In today's video I will be playing on the Ultra League and I'll be using Poliwrath with its brand new fast attack counter. So Poliwrath already was a pretty good Pokemon, but now it is even better, so let's see how we do with it. So we have here Talonflame against Swampert, which is using Water Gun, so I switch into my Poliwrath and we can reach Ice Punch faster than that Swampert, which is pretty good. Let's use the Ice Punch. They decide to use a shield. Alright, let's keep on using counters. Can I reach another one? Unfortunately no, so we are going to get hit by a charge move. It is just a Hydro Cannon, so I don't need to shield that. Even if it was like an Earthquake, I could survive it. So they switch into an Aggron for whatever reason. I guess I'll take it. So let's use a Scald. It does so much damage and we farm it down with counters. So we have here some more energy that we can throw into the Swampert, which comes back in. But before we can use the Ice Punch, they will throw another fast move. I decide to use a shield so I can keep my Poliwrath alive, just because it is the MVP of this video. So let's go ahead, let's use another Ice Punch. Will it hit or will it not? It does not hit. They use their last shield. And can I reach another one before I go down? Unfortunately I cannot. I believe I lost EMP tie over there. I'm not completely sure, but yeah, Poliwrath will go down, so I have to bring in my shiny Registeel. Let's see what's going to happen. They decide to switch into a Charizard, but I managed to reach Zap Cannon, and believe me, this will hurt a lot. Boom! That Charizard goes down in just one charge move. They bring back in their Swampert with Water Gun, and I'm going to use my last shield just in case it's an Earthquake. It is just a normal Hydro Cannon, and that should be pretty much it for this game. I just need to use another charge move. This time I'm going to go for Focus Blast to end the game, and yeah, that is it. We managed to win the first match of the set. So now let's move on to the second battle over here. Alright, so we have Talonflame in front against a Shadow Granbull. Let's see what's going to happen. They decide to switch into an Alolan Muck with Poison Jab, so I switch into my Poliwrath over here. We are doing pretty good damage into that Alolan Muck, so they are going to use a charge attack. It is just an Acid Spray, so my defense got lowered. That is completely fine. Let's go for a Scald, because Scald will do a good amount of damage. Let's see, and they decide to let it in. Alright, that is amazing. So now they are going to throw yet another Acid Spray, I'm pretty sure, so I'm not going to use a shield. Alright, Poliwrath is doing a great job. Alright, so we took out the Alolan Muck. They are going to bring in an Empoleon, so I could have gone for the Skull, but I decided to go for an Ice Punch, which is my bad. They decide to shield, which I'll take it. So now I will bring in my Registeel, and this will... yeah, they saw the writing on the wall and they conceded the battle. So yeah, that was the second game. We are doing pretty good, so let's move on to the third match over here. This might be the longest one, or the second longest one of this set. So we have here Talonflame against another Alolan Muck, and this time they decide to stay in. That is fine by me. I'm just going to go for Flame Charges, but before I do that, they are going to throw an Acid Spray to lower my defense. So now I can use my Flame Charge. Let's see if they are going to shield the first one, and they decide not to shield, which is the right decision, because the second one always hurts the most. So we managed to get to the second Flame Charge before we get hit by another Acid Spray. And will they shield the second one? They do. If they didn't, their Muck would go down and I would win switch. So now we have to get hit by another Acid Spray. I'm not going to shield Talonflame, which means we are going to lose, but we have two shields and they only have one. So that means I can bring in my Poliwrath and farm that Muck down. Unfortunately, it gets with one hit point left, which means we are going to get hit with a Dark Pulse. Honestly, I prefer to get hit by a Dark Pulse instead of an Icy Spray, because I would get a defense debuff. Anyways, they bring in a Trevenant, so I have here Ice Punches ready, but I decided to switch because I didn't want to get hit with Grass Knots. That would not be very good for my Poliwrath. So I bring in my Registeel. I decide to use a shield on that Shadow Ball because I wanted to use my Zap Cannon in the hopes that I would debuff that Revenant's attack, so then I could let the next one come in. Unfortunately, we did not manage to debuff their attack, which means, yeah, we are going to get hit with a Shadow Ball and it hurts a little bit. They switch into a Wall Rain, which is perfect for me. Either Zap Cannon or Focus Blast will deal a huge amount of damage. So let's see what's going to happen. They are not going for Earthquakes, so that means I don't need to shield. I just need to worry about using my charge move. So let's go, let's use Zap Cannon. They decide to shield the first one. Their attack failed, which is great for me. Their next attack will be dealing a lot less damage, and it will be just another Icicle Spear, so I don't need to use a shield. This time I will go for a Focus Blast because I don't want to get hit by another Icicle Spear or else I would go down. So now I have to switch into Poliwrath so that Wall Rain cannot farm me down. I go straight away for an Ice Punch. Maybe I didn't need to do that, I could survive an Icicle Spear, but yeah, we managed to win the game because they decided to concede, or maybe they just disconnected right at the end, I'm not sure. Either way, we are going to win this third battle over here. There's just Revenant in the back, so a couple more counters and that is a good game. We managed to win the third match. Now let's go ahead and find our fourth opponent over here. It is Talonflame against an Altered Form Giratina. Now Altered Form Giratina is a very powerful Pokemon on the Ultra League. This one is using Dragon Breath, which means our health points are going down pretty fast. So let's see what we can do. They are going to throw a Dragon Claw. That thing is super spammy. So we are already like less than half of our hit points left. And I'm going to throw a Brave Bird over here, and they decide to shield, which was a good choice. My defense will get lowered, and now all I want is to use another Brave Bird and hopefully they let it go in. So they throw a Dragon Claw, I decide to shield, and I managed to reach my second Brave Bird just in time. Will they give up their last shield? They don't, they let the Brave Bird hit and they take out my Talonflame. So now I decide to come in with my Poliwrath, thinking maybe I can farm down Giratina with counters, but I then realized that is just not possible. Giratina is just too bulky. So I will get hit by a Dragon Claw and I will try to use an Ice Punch straight away. And hopefully they will let this Ice Punch go in. Can we take out the Giratina? No, they are shielding their Giratina. So I decide to pull a switch into my Registeel to catch their next Dragon Claw, which will be resisted by Registeel. And they switch into a Hitmonlee. But because I am now in front of energy, that means I will be able to use my Zap Cannon before they can throw any charge move at me, and this will hurt. Let's see how much damage will it do. About 90%. Unfortunately, we don't manage to take out the Hitmonlee, and we are going to get hit pretty hard by a close combat, which is more than enough to take me out. So I come in with my Poliwrath. I can farm just a little bit that Hitmonlee. And now what will they bring in? It is the Giratina once again. That means I have to use my Ice Punch to take it out, or else I will get hit by a Dragon Claw. I do not want that because I don't have that much health left. And unfortunately they have a shiny Swampert waiting in the back. And even though I still have a shield left, I don't think there's anything I can do now to win. Maybe if I use like 2 Ice Punches instead of using a Scald and then going for an Ice Punch, I could have one. I'm not sure, but either way, I used the Scald. It does a decent amount of damage, but unfortunately I do not manage to reach the Ice Punch in time, and that will be a good game. My Poliwrath will go down from a Hydro Cannon, and yeah, good job to my opponent. Now it is final time to play the last battle of this set. It is Talonflame against a Cresselia. Let's see what is going to happen. So I'm going to go straight away for the Flame Charge to boost my attack, and I can reach it before I get hit. Alright, so let's go ahead, let's use this Flame Charge. And will they shield it? Yes, they do. They probably thought I was going to use a Brave Bird, but no, it was just a Flame Charge. So now we are going to get hit by a Moonblast. That's alright, we can resist it. And they switch into a Swampert. Now I try to be a little bit cheeky over here, thinking maybe I can throw another flame charge before getting hit. Unfortunately, they will throw their hydro cannon and I have to use a shield. Now I'm one shield down, but I can use my flame charge, which is boosted. It will do a pretty good amount of damage, and I switch into my Poliwrath. So now Poliwrath with counter is chunking quite a bit of health from that Swampert over there. They are going to use a charge move. It is just a hydro cannon. I can resist that with no problem. I'm going to farm it down a little bit more, and now I can use my Ice Punch. So let's see, will they shield this Ice Punch or no, they let it go. So we take out their Swampert, but they have a Venusaur in the back. That is not good news for my Poliwrath, but I can still use my Ice Punch, which will do a good amount of damage, about 40% of that Venusaur's health. Now can I reach another one before going down? Unfortunately not, and I decide not to shield my Poliwrath. So Poliwrath, you did great, but now it is time for Talonflame to shine over here. We have Incinerate and Flame Charge. I managed to sneak in the third one over there, and we are going to be getting hit by a Sludge Bomb. That's alright, it is Ultra League, which means I can survive it. Now let's go ahead and use this next Flame Charge, and we should take out the Venusaur. That's right, and now it is time for switching into the Registeel. It is going to face off against the Cresselia, and let's see, there's nothing they can do about my Registeel. They only have Grass Knot and Moonblast, we already know that. So I'm going to shield the first move, and I'm going to go ahead and use the Zap Cannon so I can start debuffing their attack. As you can see, their attack failed, and there's absolutely nothing that they can do against the Registeel. So yeah, this might take a little while to finish the battle, which we should need like around 2 Zap Cannons to take it out. So let's use this next one over here, and they have no more shields left, so let's use it. It takes a good chunk of that Cresselia's health, and now they are going to keep on throwing their charge moves, but like I said, there's nothing that I can do against Registeel. It's just too bulky. It can resist every single attack from the Cresselia. They notice that, and they finally concede the battle. And that is it, everybody. That was the 5 games of this set. We managed to win 4 out of 5. I'm very happy with the performance of Poliwrath. It was really fun to use, especially now that it has counter. It is just so good. And yeah, so that is it. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. And with that being said, I will catch you in the next one.